Welcome back to the channel, and today's a bit different because we won't be focusing so much on the table here as over there, and more especially here, which is our fridge, and I want to take it off grid. Now to do so I thought I'd need one of these 12 volt to 24 volt adapters, converters and a bunch of wire, and I started trying to set up and then I thought, wait a minute, there's an easier way. The Ecoflow power unit here should be able to connect at the back on the solar input to this battery which a neighbour very kindly gave us, and it's an AGM type, and I'm not sure if this very cheap solar charge controller will do the job with it, but it's worth trying. I mean, well, this only cost about $20 or something and the battery was free, so it's worth a little go. So what I'm going to do is to connect a cable onto the battery and onto the Ecoflow, and then connect up to the fridge, and we'll see how this goes. The cable I'll be connecting with is one of these XT60s, and that plugs right into the back of the Ecoflow power station. And another thing to note is that the fridge uses 65 watts generally, so we should be okay if we can get, well, we can put a couple of panels outside, so I can bring in around about 150, 160 watts, put that into the battery and into this at about the 80 watts. We'll see what happens. So 200 watts is what I've decided I'll probably need. I've got one panel over there at 100 watts. We'll have to take this first one of these four off this setup, and that'll give me the 200 watts. So I'll remove that, take that around the other side of the house. That's the two 100 watt panels connected, and they're in parallel. There they are outside, along with Marmalade the cat, and ordinarily I just plug them into this and charge it up. I mean, we've got a whopping 11 watts at this time of night now. It's about 6:30 in the evening. What I'm going to do though instead is I'm going to send the wires to this charge controller and then connect this battery to that, and then from the battery back to the Ecoflow and wait for the sparks and booms. Right, to explain why I'm doing this is because this unit here, this Ecoflow on the left, will run the 85 watt draw of the fridge for about 5 or 6 hours, somewhere like that. So I needed something bigger, an extra battery really, storage, that I can use with it to get through a 24-hour period. So this battery is hoped to be that solution. Maybe this, or maybe I do need another one as well. I don't know, but that's why I'm doing it. Right, so what I've got now is I've got the minus and the plus connected with these clips onto this battery. I'm simply going to plug it into the back, and apparently the screen should come on and I should get around about 100 watts going in. I don't actually know, but it is recommended as a way to do things, to charge from a car from its cigarette lighter port. So it's the same thing. Okay, I'll do this live. Plug into the back with the XT60 connector, and let's see what happens. Well, it's come up on the screen and it's showing, here we go, it's rising up. So 70 watts so far, 80, 90, 100, 110. This looks completely ideal. 94 there. If we're using 85 watts on the fridge and this is showing straight through as 94, that's gold. I think I'm quite lucky there. I'm actually surprised it works like this. So 94 watts coming in to power an 85 watt fridge. Yes, fantastic. Right, the next bit is to put the solar to this battery. So next is just a check really of this battery, see what it's got on it under load, and it's 12.28, so it does need charging some, but it is working. I'm delighted with it, and we've still got 93, 94 watts showing there on the screen. Okay, so just temporary connections again, but now I've got the charge controller connected up to the battery, and then when I connect the lead to the back, we'll see if that 94 changes. I didn't really think about that. It might take it directly from the solar that's outside. Well, so far it's just saying the 94. I'm not 100% sure. We should have more than 94 coming in. I've got to change the settings on this now, but it was showing 12.6, now it's showing 12.7 on there, and it's also showing that the solar is coming in, so everything seems to be okay. What I'll do is oh, it says 96 now on there. I'll take a check of the battery voltage again in about 20 minutes and see if that's changed. If it's about the same, that would be something, wouldn't it? That would mean that the solar is sort of running through, and this is allowing the 96 watts in. I don't know yet, it's all exciting. Right, well, a few minutes later and it says 12.59 on the battery, which is higher than before. So this very simple system appears to be working. So I suppose with that success, the next bit is to plug it into the fridge, and off we go on a bit of a test. Okay, so I switched on the mains on the Ecoflow. It's going down to this extension cord, which has got one of those neutral ground bonding plugs on it. All that means is I've cut the end off a regular 3-pin plug and I've connected the neutral to the ground, and then that fixes a problem when I tried this quite a while ago, about 6 months ago, with a different setup, and the fridge, the motor inside was making very strange noises until I put that plug in place, and then it quietened it off. So now we'll try this same test with this new system. Switch on, and hopefully the fridge will start up. The draw on the screen is showing at 94 at the moment, which basically really does equate to the same going out as coming in. This is really interesting. So I'm going to leave this running now. We're on 57%. It's not too bad a day out there, a few clouds, but we'll see how this goes on. I'm quite excited about it, really. Also keep a check as I go along on that battery there. Right, I've also set this charge controller to BO3, it showed on the screen there, and that's the silver lead acid, about the closest. It's not actually specific to one of these, but we'll see how it goes on. 3-stage process apparently. What I do like on this is I've just found out the 7.3 amps coming in. Okay, we're about 20 minutes in now, and the sun did go in for a little while, but it's come back out again. I do need to arrange those panels better. But as you can see, it's on 56%, it was on 57%. The battery is on 12.55. So it's kind of replacing what it uses at the moment, which tells me that really we need more solar out there in the daytime, and then to get this Ecoflow charged up and the battery for overnight. But it's been a heck of an interesting test so far, and it's just running great. The fridge itself sounds fine. Okay, so the summary so far, in the test so far, is that this system is supplying a similar amount of energy, just about the same, as the fridge is using. But the fridge is running all the time at the moment, it hasn't switched itself off yet, so that there may be differences there. We should be able to run at least during all of the day, and then it depends at what point I've stopped the battery delivering its charge to the Ecoflow. But as an overview, we've got the two 100 watt panels out there that I need to improve. I need to do say 300 or 400 watts instead. They come into the charge controller, which connects to the battery, and then the battery connects to the back of the Ecoflow, which then supplies the mains voltage out to the fridge. I'll let you know what happens with this. I'll certainly tidy this up for safety purposes. But I'm very pleased with it as a first go, and hopefully it takes away some of the problems and the issues that people may have when they're thinking about taking a fridge off grid. Give it a go. Okay, thanks very much for watching.